our music?
No,
right?
just cyber PR.
Cyber PR?
Mm-hmm.
Ariel Hyatt. There you go. Okay, got it.
No, it's just cyber PR.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Someone that has the audio is messed up, but I think it should be good. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. I'm Sinclair here, and we're going to talk about live streaming. So if you want to take a second, you could just kind of introduce yourself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I am a musician, songwriter, guitar player, pop artist. I have been touring the last 2 to 3 years quite a lot. And actually, Kayla found out about my music originally through a tour I went on with Daughtry. I opened for Daughtry in 2018. And it was one of the best musical experiences. And then you saw me again, actually, on the next big tour that I went on, which was in the spring of 2019. I opened for Casey Musgraves. And it's funny because, you know, if you go and you listen to my music, I'm an indie artist, but I'm definitely very much so in this whole like pop world funk land. And I ended up going on tour with, you know, a pop rock band, and then I went on tour with a pop country act. But it's you know, the fans were receptive, and it's amazing how like you just do what you really want to do, and kind of things can sometimes start to open up for you if you just stick to it and are honest with what you're creating.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, and I've been living in Nashville since December, but really I moved here back in 2011. And then about, you can see Nat's paintings behind me.
Right.
Oh, behind Kayla. I was like, wait, I was like, I don't have any. Oh my God, I love those.
Yeah, so this is Sinclair's wife, Natalie, painted these beautiful paintings that I have in my apartment. That my mom just pointed out because my mom's on here because of course she is.
Oh no, I lost you on Insta. I feel like on the StreamYard it's keeping up, but sometimes Instagram's getting a little bit lagging, but not a big deal.
Okay.
Abby? Wow, so many familiar names popping up on here.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so we can jump into some questions. The first one is when did you start live streaming?
So, consistently, not actually until this year. I was live streaming. I was using the tool that Instagram and Facebook have, but it was very like, I'll use it here and there and everywhere. I wasn't putting it out consistently, and I wasn't making it an event. So really more recently, this year.
Okay, awesome. I knew that, obviously. But everyone else needed to know it. You streamed every day in the beginning. So how did you not experience, you know, any like overwhelming burnout with it?
Yeah, so okay, I remember I had just gotten home from a tour with Kevin Griffin, and it was like we got lucky. They were like some of the last shows that anybody was going to be playing for a while, and we had no idea, of course. But we got home, I think, March 8th, and man, it was like days after that, not even days, that like South by Southwest got canceled, and like things just slowly started, like domino effect. Things started shutting down. And by the next week, I think it was March 18th that I made this decision. But I remember kind of thinking, oh man, like, you know, this is going to be a really strange time for everybody, including me. But I work from home, and I make art, and like I'm really lucky in a lot of ways. I do a lot of things that are good for my mental health, and my home life is really good. And I have a passion for kind of mental wellness and depression, and wanting to reach out to people and let them know that that's okay, and it's normal, and they're not alone. But also being there to like say, hey, like I hope my music connects with you in some sort of soul healing way. So quarantine happened, and I was like, shit, like this is gonna be a really weird time for a lot of my people.
Yeah.
My people that maybe would see me in the fall when I go on tour, or even see me over the summer when I have random dates. But not only that, like my people that like I know they're fans of other music, and they go and they listen to, music is just such an uplifting thing. And I just thought to myself, well, if anybody has a passion for this idea of music being kind of a consistent, it's like good for your sanity, like it's good. It's a good, reliable thing. And so I thought to myself, maybe I'll just like do that every day, and just see what happens. If people are feeling like it's something they need every single day, I'll know. But I kind of made a commitment to do it no matter what, because I just believed in the concept. And how did I not burn out? It actually ended up being really easy, because like probably just a week into doing it every day, I was so like blown away by how many people were just saying, this is like what I look forward to this every day, or I always plan my whole day around this, or
That's me. I plan my day.
well, and you know what? Here's the thing too. I also selfishly, I knew it would actually be good for me as well, because it helped me plan my days. I planned my day around it. I had an hour to perform every day, which I'm realistically, unless I'm on tour with like a stage and lights and tickets and the whole normal shebang, like I'm not playing shows every day when I'm home. So it was like really, really good for me. It was really healthy to sing out loud, to engage with people who were appreciating everything that I had to offer. And then also they were giving back on top of that. Like, so there was just this overwhelming sense of I came to the table and gave what I could and was consistent about it. And then after a couple of weeks, I just was like, wow, this is like one of the best things I could have possibly done during this time, because it's always been something I look back at and I'm really grateful for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it ended up being easy not to burn out. I had a lot of my musician friends being like, how are you doing this every day? I was like, it's actually really easy. My heart just like, I want to be there for my people. Like, and they're there for me. It just feels really good.
Yeah. I loved it. So
Good.
Where did you find a stronger audience, Facebook or Instagram, and why do you think that is?
Ooh, this is a good question. So I actually was trying to figure this out at one point, but Facebook for sure. So I actually have more Instagram followers, by about 30%.
Mm-hmm.
I have maybe 30% more Instagram followers. My viewing numbers at the end of an Instagram video versus a Facebook video were on average. So Instagram was 1/6, about maybe even less, like maybe 1/10 of the views. That's crazy. Maybe 1/10 of the viewership. And so I think that Facebook though is set up. I thought about it for a little while, because while I was doing these live streams, I decided to take note of how many people commented on and liked on photos that I posted on my Facebook page or on my Instagram page. Proper. And a lot more people like and engage with my photos on Instagram.
Right. So
I was like, what is the deal with that? Like, I don't understand. And part of me kind of thinks that in general, and it could just be my fans on both the platforms and the way that they're different. But part of me thinks that Instagram is such a faster platform. And not only that, it doesn't push live streaming quite as, it doesn't put it in your face quite as much as Facebook, I think. And then on top of that, when my fans are sharing the stream on their Facebook platform, it goes to all of their fans or all of their friends. Whereas on Instagram, when you're like, hey, like maybe you message a few friends, but it's really hard to tell everybody this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there's that too. It's a less like, it's not set up as much to be viral in that way.
Yeah. I agree completely.
With that said, I mean, if freaking Beyonce goes live on Instagram, there are going to be millions of people watching.
Well,
But,
yeah,
as far as like, but as far as getting like an organic growth and starting to see a build as an indie artist, Facebook is actually, it's just a little bit easier to get people to talk about it and then actually sit there and watch and comment. And
yeah.
also the audio is better.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Connection, like even just right now, like I've lost you a couple times on Instagram, but not on this at all. So,
Yeah.
I don't know how.
What is StreamYard? I've never used it before.
It's just a multi-streaming platform.
So it's sending it to Facebook?
It's sending it right now. We are live on Instagram, 3 Facebook pages, Periscope, and YouTube.
Whoa, that's pretty rad, dude. I need to try this one out.
It's good. It's a good one. And it's super easy to use. I just wrote a blog post on it, actually, like a whole guide to how to use it.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Way to go.
Yeah. Okay. How has live streaming helped you gain closer connections with your fans?
In a big way. So I think, first of all, my fans have gotten to see, they've gotten to see me on a daily basis, which is really unusual in terms of like a connection artist to fan. Like that's just it's not every day that happens with most artists. So it was kind of, it was fun because I think that my fans got to see all different aspects of more aspects of my personality than I would ever post on a premeditated video. And there's something magical that happens, especially with this, because when you're playing on stage, there's a little bit of like, you hear somebody shout and you might make a comment on stage. But when you're on Facebook or Instagram and you're seeing all these comments and people are commenting with each other, and there's like a really interesting dynamic of fun and community and soul life. It just feels so good. And with that said, nothing replaces the feeling of live music. But that's one perk that I really enjoyed, is like I get to see how passionate my fans are, how funny they are, how much they like realness. I've really enjoyed that. But yeah, I've made this connection based on just every day showing up, and there's like certain group of people that are always there, and some people are there every 2 days or every 3 days. But it was really cool. Yeah.
It's awesome. It was even on the opposite side, on the fan end of it. It's like I've joined like this whole group of people.
Yeah.
Like, that I never would have known also, which is awesome.
That's so cool. I love that. Awesome. Yeah, I saw people like too. Hey Kayla, what's up? And like,
yeah.
Where are you at, so and so?
It's awesome.
Yeah, so badass.
You did some Zoom parties also. How was that as compared to a social media platform live stream?
Great question. So I want to say I did one private Zoom performance with my friend and songwriter Steve Beskin. Mm-hmm. And then I want to say I also did an interview. Yes, I did. And those were both really rad. The thing is that they're not nearly as interactive, which is, I think, the thing that, again, like I said before, there is nothing quite like actual live music. But when you get this social media element of like people getting to talk to each other, and then everybody's voice is like you're seeing everybody's voice, that's something special that you don't get live. With the Zoom calls, it felt a little bit more like almost like a TV performance or something.
Right.
A little bit less like there was questions, there were answer Q&A times, but it felt a little bit more like, okay, this is the part of the show where you get to say something, as opposed to like in between each song, I'm laughing at things that people are saying, or I'm like, oh, I don't think I could do that, or oh, it's your birthday, hell yeah, like
Yeah.
It just wasn't quite as fluid that way, and that's been for me. That's been the charm of the live platform.
Yeah. 100%. Awesome.
So I didn't like it as much.
Yes, I gathered that.
I know, like I said all that, and I'm like, let me just say what I mean, though. I didn't like it quite as much.
You tried multi-streaming at one point.
Yep.
What was your experience like with that? I think you and Steve did one, and there was a little difficulty.
There was. So we used live.tv.
Okay.
Is the platform we used. We should have been using this one probably. Yeah, this one seems a lot better. StreamYard. But yeah, we used that. That was a little difficult. I also didn't like I prefer to go live on the phone because it records audio better and video better. So at the end of the day, I wished that there was an easier way to broadcast from my phone to multiple networks.
Right.
Or multiple different streaming services. But yeah, as far as I know, there's not.
I don't believe there is yet.
Yeah, because
that's an app idea. We should do that. We get rich.
Yeah. Hell yeah. App mentions, come on now. But yeah, so I think that was a little bit of a difficult one, and also you lose out on certain fan connection. It's harder to see what's going on real time,
right,
and what they're saying. So
right, that's what I like about StreamYard that we're using right now. There's a comment section that pulls comments from every platform.
Yeah,
in like one section.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's cool. What are some of your pros and cons for streaming?
Some of my pros and cons. Well, at the end of the day, again, nothing like the spiritual experience of actually getting hit by sound waves and really like sitting there real time. There's no question of glitches. Right. We're not relying on, my internet speed's bad right now. What's up, Josh? Yeah, we're not we don't have this thing in between us. It's just the music and then, everybody listening. It's like a one fluid experience. And so streaming, hey, it's pretty amazing. It's, to me, right now, there's never been more reason to be thankful for it. I've never appreciated it so much, because I am using it and relying on it to be able to be creative, and also to be able to have people hear my creativity right now. Right. So, and in a way that I just can't live. So, and that's okay. But man, it's a game changer. If we were back just like 10 years ago, even, where streaming really hadn't worked out a lot of kinks and wasn't really a thing, wasn't really happening. God, this pandemic would be really frustrating.
I don't even want to think about that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, and I think I kind of already said it in an answer to another question. But another pro to the streaming is that you really get to hear more people's thoughts and more of like their ideas and their humor, and as opposed to just woohoo, and dancing, right? That's all awesome. Nothing like it. But yeah, like when you actually get to see how, oh my God, like they're the best, like that feels really cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. How do you make your tip jars obvious to your friends?
So everybody has a different idea on this and a different level of comfort. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't actually pushing too hard. And part of the reason I did that was because I know that a lot of musicians are going live for money right now. And I wanted to make it clear to my fans that I was going live for them. And if they were in a position where their cup was overflowing, or they felt like, man, this is so important, it's a necessity to me, I'm gonna tip Sinclair, because this like literally is like eating for me. And when people wanted to do that, I had it at the bottom of my Facebook posts, and I just kind of had a light little message with it, just letting people know they're more than welcome to, that I appreciate it. But I also never wanted people to feel like I was like hitting them over the head with it, because it wasn't me saying like, this is why I'm doing this, because it wasn't why I was doing it.
Right.
When I stopped doing it, it wasn't because I wasn't getting tips anymore. I stopped doing it because I had writing sessions finally again, and I was starting to get into a normal flow, and I was like, I gotta have my studio back. And then but like I just didn't want people to feel that way. And at the end of the day, people, I think that what's amazing is how much people did give. And I think that when someone wants to give and they're able to, great. And you'd be surprised, like how much, when you're not trying to take it from people's hands, how it feels different. It's a more loving exchange, I think. But all of that to say, I have seen people put tip jars like behind them. That's clever. I love that idea. Like if you're really hurting and you haven't been able to find any, and people haven't been noticing and they haven't been supporting, sometimes making it obvious can really help. So like, yeah, you can literally like take like this thing right here that I have behind me, this little champagne holder, like you can paste like a piece of paper on that and then play your guitar. And I've seen that, and I'm like, well, that's like, you cannot help but see that.
Yeah.
And then some of my friends put like they tag, so you can tag in Instagram. You can pin your post so that it shows up at the bottom all the time.
Yeah.
You can have just your Venmo handle or your PayPal handle. And then if you want to, you mention it once or twice while you're playing, or if somebody asks about it. Those are some good ways to go about it. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
What do you think about that?
I liked how you did it a lot. I just felt myself pushing it for you, because that's just me as a person. I'd be like, okay, guys, now like, here's the link. I have it. I have it. Well, and you did really well. You were really, really subtle about it, and when you did bring it up, it was more. You really brought it up more when like someone else brought it up in the comments. They could ask for it.
Yeah,
that's really when you would take a second to talk about it.
Yeah, and
I
you honestly, like there was a few of you, and you were definitely one of them. Like that to me felt more like I was happy that you guys were doing that for me, because again, like I would hate the idea of anybody thinking that is the main point. So like my fans wanting me to be blessed is awesome, but like I was trying to bless everybody too, and so I didn't want there to be a confusion on that. So like, y'all speaking up, really, that spoke louder, I think, than if I was just like me.
Yeah.
So you guys were badass. You guys are just the best. For real. That's what I've
learned. What inspires you to continue doing a one-day weekly stream?
Oh, well, except for yesterday when I spaced out. No, what inspires me to do that? So part of why I wanted to do that was I felt like at the end of the day, there was just something so magical about it for everybody. I didn't want it to just suddenly halt and, cold turkey on that shit. So it felt right. It felt like the right amount of time. It gave me the ability to start back in on my schedule. I've been writing songs like crazy and working in the studio. So it's giving me, I know. So it's giving me access to like tank up and be creative and then be able to come back to the table. With new stuff. And a lot of it's for other artists. A lot of it's for pitch things, but some of it's for me. And it's all really exciting. But yeah, every Tuesday I just thought, I think I need to keep this going, and I can't go from once a day to like once a month. That feels a little too intense. But then my finger's still not healed up, but it doesn't hurt.
That's
so
crazy.
I went to the doctor's today, and I'm going to have a hand specialist that's going to have to take a look at it, and I might end up having to have surgery.
Oh my God.
But it's not in pain. That's the good news. Finally.
That's good, but please.
I know. My fucking hand, dude.
How did that even... It's been like weeks. That sucks. That sucks.
Yep, it does. I don't wish it on anybody.
Yeah, no. This is the last question that I had written down. Do you have any tips for an artist who's considering starting to stream?
Yes. My main tip is don't pay attention to numbers and focus.
That's the best one. That's the best tip. Seriously.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to that if you can help it. You subconsciously, we all notice it a little bit, but don't hang out with people that make you feel any sort of like, oh, I should have had more views, or I should have had more of this. Don't hang around people that steal your light, right? So if anybody's doing anything other than being like, whoa, that's rad, like you had people actually listening to you, period. Okay, lean into that energy. If anybody's coming to listen and their soul is getting filled, one person, two people, three, like it doesn't matter the number, you are fucking killing it, and you are doing something really significant in the universe. So but the moment you start looking at the numbers is when you lose your joy. So you're not actually able to have fun anymore.
Right.
And you're not able to just relax and be present with the people that are there. It's really sad. I was actually talking to a musician friend, Lucy Silvis. We were talking about how it's so easy to get sucked into this idea of the people that aren't listening. That what you end up doing is you completely neglect the people that actually care. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like the thing in people that wants to be in an abusive relationship, right? Like they have somebody that's really good to them, and then they have somebody that treats them like shit, and yet they feel like they need to figure that out, and they want to win that person's affection more than they just want to be loved.
Right.
And so once you can learn to like just be there and be with your fans and focus on the right thing, the people that actually appreciate you in the moment, it starts growing organically, and you just it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's obviously there's a part of it that's commerce and business, and everybody wants to grow, but keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, I agree. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl said hi. Yeah, that's all the questions that I had. So if anybody, just submit some questions in the comment section. That's totally fine. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we've covered pretty much everything streaming wise. And I think maybe if I could give one more thought, it would be that I tried a few different things, and at the end of it all, it's like the more I think going less electronic. I almost did one day. I almost did a feed directly through my interface, which would have, like, in my mind, that was going to be the best audio ever. And then I tested it out, and I was like, you know what? This is a little too heady. And like, it's kind of like when someone tries to play guitar with too many pedals and they don't know how to use their pedal board. Mm-hmm. So they go to take a guitar solo, and instead of playing an amazing pass and just being on the notes, they're so caught up in pushing the buttons that they miss their opportunity to be like connecting on like a real-time level. So I made that call, and I felt really good about it, because after I did, I set up my studio to where I had like a microphone, and I had my guitar looping through a couple speakers, and I figured out, I recorded it with my phone in a few different spots of the room. And I was like, sounds great. Like, this is great. Like, this is real. And just like, I just let it be. And that felt the best of me. And I had so many people being like, oh my God, you know, the sound, what's going on with the sound? What are you doing? When I explained how simple it is, I think that people sometimes think it has to be really hard. It's like, our iPhones are amazing. And like, if you love to sing and, you know, you have songs that you want to really be invested in, you're going to crush it, and it will translate best. Yeah. It will translate the best that way.
Yeah. That's what that's what I like the most, is that like your lives are always super, you know, authentic and live, like,
yeah,
totally live sound, like acoustic, sometimes not, sometimes looping, sometimes not. Like,
yeah.
I think you kept it interesting and different the whole time, which was awesome.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
I definitely am excited to have some new material for people, and maybe a couple more covers too. So
don't play me like that. I'm excited. Cheryl asked when you're gonna release Sexy Sugar Sweet.
Oh, you know what?
The answer is probably never.
I don't know if I am. Not anytime soon. I mean, and there's a few reasons for that. So I'll also explain this. I think that being an indie artist is awesome because I have the freedom to do whatever I want whenever I want. I also have a little bit of a feeling of like, okay, but I still want to take care of these babies, and I want to make sure that when I put them out, it makes sense, and that I have something to follow it up, and that it's the right thing, you know? So, you know, I put out Drop Dead Knockout instead of Sexy Sugar Sweet. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, that song's ready, but I need to put something out that has a little bit more heart to it, I feel, next. Something that has a little bit more of like my, like the soulful quality, before I'm going to go with Sexy Sugar Sweet.
Right.
But also I don't have like, it's hard. I don't have the luxury of, you know, being able to just push things out and have marketing budgets and even mix engineer budgets. I'm trying to plan it all out with my manager right now. But I'm also working with other artists. I'm producing other artists right now, and it's been a blast. So awesome. They're amazing projects. Yeah.
That's
some cool kind of R&B leaning stuff.
Oh, that's Colleen, not Cheryl. I'm so sorry, Colleen. My brain is fried. JB2980 asked me to sing something.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's see here. Brene Wilson also on StreamYard said, hi, is this live?
Yes, this is live. Hello.
Let's see here. What do I want to sing if I was just to sing something a cappella? I like rarely ever sing a cappella.
Yeah,
So,
I never heard you sing a cappella.
yeah. These days it's hard to get up. Some doors are better left shut. Maybe I'm thinking too much these days. I don't go out with my friends. I don't need someone asking a courtesy. How have you been these days? I wanna get it right, but I keep on getting it wrong. I hope that you were right last night on the telephone. There's two shallow paths. There's two shallow paths. Oh, I don't know when, but I do know that there's two shallow paths. Slow dancing with my regret. Guess I'm not over it yet. Out of the rain, but still wet these days. I'm gonna stop there because I could just keep going, but I wanted to get that one lyric because I think it's your favorite lyric.
Woo! It is my favorite line. It's on my wall.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if you can
That for you, right? Allie did that?
Yeah.
That is so cool, dude.
She did.
Oh my god, and the pieces, Nat's pieces behind you look so dope together.
I know, I love them. They're amazing.
You got a cool black and white theme going on?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, we should probably hop off before Instagram yells at me to hop off.
That's right. Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It was great. And thanks for singing. It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, awesome. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.